Good evening. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.com for Tuesday, February 2nd. Well, as you can see, the end of the world did not happen this week in the market. You'll recall when we went into the end of last week that the Great Depression was about to start again. Stocks were going to 9,000, run for the hills, short everything. The end of the world is here. And of course, when the most think something's going to happen, the opposite happens, and we are in a very nice bounce mode right now. We have already gained back about a third of last week's or the week's prior week's losses. Uh, some nice strength in a lot of different areas, especially commodities, and a nice little bounce on tech stocks. Here we're looking at the Dow 15-minute chart. That golden cross that we said to look for on Sunday finally happened today in the last hour. We got that golden cross. That's when the 50-day moving average crosses up through the 200-day moving average. Very, very bullish for stocks over the last 2 years. Has a pretty high percentage win rate, and the average game whenever we see a golden cross is about 150 points, which takes us up to that 10 450 500 area that we were calling for a bounce on last week. So things looking very, very good here. Volume was also pretty decent on the upside as well today. Looking at the Dow daily chart, you can see RSI, nice little bounce on RSI, and the circle I have done here, you can see how the trading action mirrors what we saw in late October into early November. We had a big sell-off, looked like we broke an actual uptrend line support that had been in place for some time, and it looked like it was the end of the world there. But as you can see, we've bounced back nicely. MACD is building nicely. Stochastics coming up into a buy area, and as I mentioned in the Sunday video, every time we've seen stochastics bottom out like this, that this stochastics level has indicated a near-term bottom. Usually comes when the sky has fallen and everyone's running for the hills. So market looks very, very good. Like I said in the chat room yesterday, little bit of patience on plays and the plays would show themselves. We've done some probing plays over the last couple of days. They haven't really worked out, but we've been in and out of them pretty fast. Looked like energy stocks were going to take off, and they still may take off. But the new leader right now seems to be biotech stocks again on fire. We've got that Bio CEO conference next week, and we saw a buttload of presenting companies at that conference next week start to bounce nicely today. But before we jump into that, US dollar, as you can see, we've been retracing over the last couple of days, which has helped the market. And then a big help to the market, the oil price up 5 plus over the last couple of days. So they're coming into the commodities. Very, very good for the overall market. And then also we saw the large banks put in a pretty nice bounce today, especially the devil bank Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs popped nicely, and that was despite the Volcker speech about, keeping the banks in check. So that's actually pretty good that we were able to see stocks like Goldman Sachs bounce on that today. Looking at the SMH as well, tech stocks were a big drag on the market last week. We've got a nice little pop on the SMH here right now. As you can see on this zoomed in view, SMH loves to trade to its 20-day exponential. That's at 26 cents. So we've got, or $26. So we've got still more upside just to get back to that 20-day exponential. And, they're starting to move back into those high beta stocks again, which is very, very good for the near term. But again, like I said, biotech stocks with the bio CEO conference next week being the theme. As such, we entered a couple of those plays today. INO, this is a stock. It's been beaten down with the rest of the biotech stocks in that market sell-off over the last couple of weeks. They are presenting at Bio CEO next week. Very nice pop on this one for us, almost to our first target. Secondary target is $1.30 plus here. RSI about to break the 50 level. Stochastics coming out of oversold level and just looks very, very good for the next couple of days. We should see some nice follow through on this one tomorrow. ACAD, this is another company presenting at Bio CEO next week. Beaten down, very nice basing chart here over the last few months. This is a stock that really hasn't gone on one of those monster biotech runs. The chart looks really, really good here. They've got FDA news coming in the near term. They're presenting next week. Very nice chart setup. We should easily see our 150 plus target on this one in the next couple of days. RSI looks very, very nice. Stochastics coming out of the basement. RSI, we've got a positive cross, and this one looks very, very good. And one very big positive about these stocks today, like INO and ACD, they held their gains going into the close, and that is very, very good. I mean, we had a lot of other biotech plays with similar kind of we had CYCC, SNSS, ATHX. So traders are starting to look for those stocks that are presenting at that conference next week. And believe it or not, there's a lot of stocks presenting there, but there's very few stocks under $2. So you're going to see traders start to go after those over the next couple of days, especially given the gains that we've seen in these ones. New call today was STEM. We tried this one a couple of weeks ago, but just wasn't able to hold up during the market. The play on this one is it's beaten down, and we've got the annual stem cell conference in 2 weeks' time. Now, we're a little bit early on adding this one, which is the reason why it's a small ad. But given how the chart was and the way the market was acting, like I said in the email alert, probably a good idea to at least position small in this one. We can always add to this one on weakness. Breakout is $1.25. We're looking for a move to $1.40 plus, and the chart looks very, very nice here. Stochastics coming out of the basement, and that usually is very good for a near-term price pop. ANX. This was a trading alert this morning, 28.29 cents. Chart looked ready to go. Ended up trading as high as 33 cents on the day. Looks very, very good. Again, these guys are presenting at BioCEO next week. RSI, even though this one got smacked by TheStreet.com. ADX or RSI held up pretty well, and now we're ticking up. MACD is trying to go positive. Stochastics are coming out through the basement. ADX even remained pretty strong during that tank, so looks very, very good here for the next couple of days with stops now at 28 cents, target 35 and 37 cents plus. GSX, this was a trading alert yesterday on the pop in oil prices and the move in energy stocks, and then just a play on how this chart typically acts. Very strong support, loves to bounce off the 39.40 cent level. After hours, they had pretty good news. Paid down some of their debt. They had that asset sale yesterday for $23 million, which is the reason why we did the trading alert on it. But stocks trading nicely higher in after hours. Should be a nice little gap on this one tomorrow, and should be good for a nice little play for us. RSI, nice little pop as mentioned in the chart. Should get a positive MACD cross on this one tomorrow, and Stochastics coming up nicely. So as mentioned in the alert yesterday, this one should see 50 cent plus tomorrow on the open, especially given the trading action and after hours. So, even though we've been, slowly dipping into some of these plays, some very nice winners showing up, and should be a lot more trading alerts in the next couple of days. But going into tomorrow, really like the setup on INO, ANX, and ACAD. And that is it for the video. I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Oh, and one quick note, the email I sent out yesterday, we had some hosting issues with the buy sell short site, so there's still some areas that are inaccessible. You will still be able to get the email alerts and the video newsletters, but I'm looking to just transition the website away from that crappy host this week, so everything should be back to normal in the next few days, so little patience there. See you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.